So he welcomes us to the draft. He says, like here's how it's going to work. He gives out the rules, which is nice. I like that. And then he talked about how, there's 2 draft pools, which I fucking hate. And he says, we're going to, I hate when it's draft pools and then they show us a graphic of who's in the draft. Like, don't show me that, you know? But
Okay.
and then he doesn't make it clear, though. He explains the rules, but he doesn't say, oh, and you can draft in groups of people and random groups of 2 or split up 4, and we can take 3 and move 2. Fucking stupid.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on now. Like, get fucking real. And then I go, this is what I write in my notes. Who's drafting against who? So Triple H is drafting against Triple H. And then they just had representatives come out, which obviously I'm going to pop for Legends and shit and the Mark shit. But it's like they come out and do the draft picks as far as like they just have people sort of announce it. And it's like, damn, like you just revealed the world heavyweight champion last week. You don't think this week you could go and here's a new, I'm Triple H and here's the big announcement. Here is your new Raw GM, Eric Bischoff, and here's your new SmackDown GM, Stephanie McMahon, or whatever, right? Taking it back to the ruthless aggression era for an example, like you couldn't have done anything like that. Like, and here's Shawn Michaels is now promoted to fucking SmackDown GM, and he can still run NXT, and this guy's the on-screen Raw GM or whatever the fuck. I just think that was just such a missed opportunity. And then you still could have had Legends come out to announce the draft picks and all that sort of stuff. But that's me nitpicking. I just feel like that, though, takes away, because this is why Triple H's verbiage. He goes, and the first pick is for SmackDown, and they pick. Who's they? Who the fuck picked? Who runs? Adam Pearce? Like who picked for who's making the teams? This is just
bro. Kayfabe.
But kayfabe, who's the boss in kayfabe? So who's they? I just SmackDown. You mean like the blue robot that fucking comes up before Smack,
The laptop, the blue laptop.
Right. So anyways, I just sort of shit on that, but ultimately
man, I want to say something here quick, man. Triple H really I just want to give him his flowers quickly here, man, because a lot of people shit on him and say he's only where he's at because he hooked up with Stephanie and shit, man. But I really wish people would more or less put over like what he did with NXT and really like how a lot of the past NXT talent is currently what's super over with the current WWE universe and whatnot.
Right.
Man.
They just shit on. This is what people choose to focus on and shit on is the AEW guys who went to AEW when he did like the indie era. And then the guys who go over there and get booked shitty. That's why people go, oh, look at Triple H's booking is bad. And a lot of people say that his booking's been shit. Like all the guys he brought back, Bray Wyatt and Jonah and all these guys he brought back, that they're not living up. Gargano, that they're not really over and they haven't been booked properly on the main roster. What would you say to that?
I don't know, man. It's not that Gargano isn't booked properly. He's just more of like an enhancement talent role.
I agree. He should be a jobber, but people are like, well, Gargano's. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, but Gargano's also getting a fat paycheck for him and his wife to provide for
their new baby. And he gets to be on WrestleMania probably one day and live out his childhood fantasies.
Basically, we had Triple H here saying that he was getting Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, and Solo. Wait, where are the Usos?
Right. Where are the Usos going? We made a video. If you check out our Pro Wrestle Clips channel, we made a video talking about, are the Bloodline going to be split up in the draft? And your boy Phil predicted it. They got split up. More than likely is what's happening. They're going to be split up in the draft. What do you make of them just saying, we're taking Heyman and Roman and Solo and we're just leaving the Usos behind? I think that's fucking incredibly dumb. I think only Roman should be one. How the fuck are you going to get Solo and Roman, dog? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm okay if they're on the same show, but how do you put them in the same pick? Solo's like your main event guy right now. Go ahead.
And Paul. All three of them.
They're the 3 most over guys in the company right now. Yeah, and you're going to just take all 3. Okay.
Good pick.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus Christ. It's like, come on now. It just ruined it for me off the rip. The first pick went, okay, fuck this draft, you know? So,
So next up, we had Cody Rhodes to Raw.
right. Good
Yeah,
pick.
man.
So we had predicted that he would go where Roman went, but I guess that went wrong. He was going to Raw. Do you think they made that heavyweight title for him? Do you think it's his?
No.
Okay. Uh, so then next they go, I think they pick Belair, Bianca Belair. They gets drafted to SmackDown, and she's the current Raw Women's Champion.
I don't care. I'm not invested.
I just think fuck you because she cuts a promo from her hotel room going, like later on in the show, going, "Oh, I'm gonna be I'm the SmackDown champion now." Like she just said it, so it's like, are they just gonna trade belts again? That's fucking gross and despicable. Moving along.
Next up, Becky Lynch was announced that she's going to Raw.
So right. So Becky Lynch is staying on Raw, rather, I think is actually the proper way to phrase that. And so, I mean, good for Becky Lynch. I think I think she's going to feud with, because like, okay, Rhea's obviously going to Raw, right? Or do they make the Bianca Rhea match and unify the belts and then make a new women's title? Your thoughts?
Man, I definitely don't think they need a new title, bro. I kind of want to save what I have to say about Bianca Belair until we get into the. Once we get into the SmackDown lowdown, I will tell you what I think what's going on.
Okay, right. And we actually watched the SmackDown lowdown.
Thank Daddy.
Yeah, daddy. Well, let me tell you something, dude. Okay. So
Well, actually,
I think
something. Brother.
well, let me tell you something, brother.
Next
Okay.
up, we had Triple H introduce the Usos down to the ring, brother, as one of the greatest tag teams.
Right. I was gonna say I thought we skipped over that, but I think the Usos come out and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they have like a face off. This is my only note on this. I love it all. My only note on this is they should have had Triple H standing there like Dana White in the UFC, like, whoa, like kind of in between the guys, like, yo, guys, it's cool. Now you said your piece, you faced off. Good job, guys. Like a real kind of like a stare down. But because like what was to stop them from just throwing fists right there? It's like, so, anyways, but I love that otherwise. And then yeah, Bianca Belair calls in, talks she's in Ireland talking about
Ireland, the home of where they created the Titanic, nonetheless. Continue.
This guy's a Titanic mark, an Excalibur mark.
Yeah.
So next up we get RVD comes out. Before the commercial, we get like a little of them walking out, but yeah, RVD comes out, huge pops. Oh, Rob Van Dam. Even little kids who weren't alive in his time are fucking RVD freaks, bro. He's one of the goats. Like everyone knows that he revolutionized pro wrestling in a lot of ways. And especially like the American style. And then you get followed up by Michael P.S. Hayes, and then this is what I pop for. Earlier, I said Michael Cole saying things to get pops. This is what Michael Cole says when RVD and PSAs come out. He goes, "No surprise, they're announcing the next picks together." And why does he say that? Because the weed smoking, you know. And Cole's having a blast. You can just tell he's having so much fun.
Yeah, man.
And I love this stuff. And so, what did you think of RVD coming out like huge pops? That was a surprise. I love that. Make him the GM of Raw. Fuck. What do you think?
Man, I don't know if RVD necessarily has to be the GM. What I have in my notes here, as far as like, I guess I'll get right into it, man. First up, RVD announced that the Gunther and Imperium sticking with him, man, and he just couldn't pronounce the names correctly. And really, what that told me there is he doesn't currently watch the product, you know.
So you don't think he said their names right?
Yeah, he mispronounced the Conan looking one, the one that looks like Conan O'Brien.
It's Giovanni, or no, there's Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah, and he just didn't pronounce them correctly. What that gave off to me, obviously, it kind of sounds tacky that the guy who can't pronounce their names and is calling them Conan O'Brien.
Right.
But nonetheless, that's just what that told me is he currently doesn't watch the product.
Okay, I felt like he said them nice and he didn't look at the sheet. I wrote that in my notes. And when he said their names without looking at the paper the whole time, and which told me he actually knew what he was talking about. So that's funny you said that. So
Well,
Mike,
it's either that or he is heavily smoking the indica.
exactly. I'll take the latter. So he announces Imperium, which is awesome. He even said it like Imperium. That's what I liked. He like rolled the R on the. So I thought he did great, but nonetheless, anyway. So and then P.S. Hayes announces Edge. So okay, first off, fuck you. You can take the whole Imperium faction. Fuck you. So then P.S. Hayes takes Edge, but not his wife for some reason. I guess that's just not a thing. And then which is cool, whatever. He's going on I believe SmackDown. And then Rob RVD announces that Raw picks Matt Riddle. Now I found this is kind of fucked. What's that?
He obviously knows who the fuck Riddle is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now I feel like again that was like a little stoner joke, a pot shot. Just kidding, not a pot shot, but I was trying to make a pun there. But nonetheless, I feel like RVD, like they just did that for like the stoner pop, the 420 bro thing. But the whole thing to me was like that's kind of art, like Riddle's going above so many other people. Where I was like, he just got back from like a weird Molly trip where he was with porn stars doing all kinds of drugs and shit. You sure like he's getting drafted above like Charlotte Flair and shit like that? I just think that's weird. But anyways,
but they have to save Charlotte for Raw.
Right. And also like obviously it means that they stand behind Matt Riddle still and they're not like counting him out and being like, fuck this guy. So, anyways, up next, the Street Profits make their entrance.
Yes, correct. The Street Profits make their way down to the
so
ring.
The Red Cups, they're doing the RVD shit on the way down to the ring. They talk about now that they've been drafted on SmackDown because I believe P.S. Hayes, his next pick was the Street Profits. And so they're on SmackDown. They just so happen to be wearing blue and white. Cool. I like these guys. JBL and Teddy Long make their entrances to announce the next round of picks. Teddy Long comes out. He does his little fucking dance. He's over playa.
Playa, holla.
So they announce the picks. SmackDown takes Lashley.
Right. So JBL announces Bobby Lashley is making his way over to SmackDown, followed by Teddy Long, who announces Tag Team Wrestling. I'm just kidding. Teddy Long
he announced a tag team match, playa, in the main event. Which the main event was a tag team match, which we'll get into, but nonetheless.
You guys, I'm just joking. He announced something way better than tag team wrestling.
And he announced that?
He announced your future.
What's
the new belt called? I apologize.
He announced that the world who Hairline predicted to be your first and new WWE World Heavyweight Champion,
Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre.
Yep. Oh, bro, and you know, like I popped.
Sing. Yeah. I'm buzzing, baby. Fuck it. Okay, we're going all out. Drew's awesome. You're probably right. Hairline is always he's seeing shit. Here's the thing with Hairline. He's so fine-tuned into this WWE shit, sort of the way I feel like I am with the AEW shit. He calls these things, bro. I call him Mystic Mac. I predict these things, like Conor McGregor would say. Hairline fucking, you know, he called Raquel and Liv being the champs. I think he predicted Drew becoming the champ. I don't think they go, oh, this belt's just for Cody. I think Drew wins it, and then one of his first big feuds is Cody.
Accurate.
Okay. So moving, so I know you're popping for that. I know you love Raw, and I know you love that. So next announcement. Now, this one pissed me off as well, as I told you off pod.
I need you to explain this to me, man.
I can't.
So yeah, they picked the Bullet Club.
But sorry, I spent too much time on that as it is. Let's just move along. So JBL announces they get 4 people in their pick. I hate that. So Sonya Deville versus Zelina Vega, which we were just talking about earlier. Zelina Vega's putting over the fact, like I think she did it later. Sorry,
you completely blew over our boy The Miz.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I? You got me going off.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to The Miz.
Exactly. We love The Miz. The Miz is our boy. I'm not editing that out either. I'm leaving my botch in there because The Miz deserves his flowers. Hairline, go ahead on The Miz. Take us through it.
In my notes, I say The Miz gets no pops, but huge pops with me and Phil.
Yeah, yes. That's what it is, dude. We pop. So The Miz gets drafted to Raw, and we popped hard as shit. Hopefully that means Maurice. comes with him because I love Maurice. Okay, so the OC make their entrance.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. AJ Styles is back, bro.
Which is awesome. It was a little underwhelming. I feel like he didn't get the pops he should have, but I'm fucking a mark for AJ. He's one of my all times.
Hey,
The
man.
Vike. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I said, don't worry about the pops he wasn't getting because all the AEW neckbeards were certainly tweeting their asses off over it.
Yeah. And so they make their entrance. They start like they're about to talk. I think he's like about to say something. The Viking Raiders come in, and AJ says, "Yo, we should fight." Like they get in the ring, and then he's like, "Yo, OC, handle your business." And then he just dips out of there. They fucking brawl. I'm cool with this, man. I like the Viking Raiders being the sort of heel team, and it lets us know, okay, OC is the faces, and they're just gonna handle business, and they're just gonna be like, we're the business guys and shit. So I'm great with that. Then they hit a magic killer, and AJ hits a phenomenal forearm on Ivar just to like really drive that shit home. Like fuck you guys. So, what did you make of that?
Bro, how hard was Tony Khan coming over this match that it had two past New Japan acts wrestling?
As I prefaced or as I foreshadowed a minute ago, Sean, with his next pick, HBK announces that the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, have been drafted to SmackDown. Now, again, two people I love. This is what I love is how they have the NXT youth, the NXT young hopefuls in the back. Like, oh shit, I hope I get drafted. It made it feel very like NFL draft, like NBA draft-ish. I love that. But they just won the belts. Now you're calling the NXT women tag champs up to SmackDown. And now all of this is starting to feel a little forced. And Triple H goes, it will rock the foundation of WWE. But so far, you had RVD come out and announce the stoner. And then you had fucking the Street Profits come out wearing blue after they got drafted to SmackDown. And then you have HBK announcing his NXT picks are all getting called up. It just is so like, I'm like, okay, I'm not a child. You don't have to spoon feed all this shit to me. I get it, Right. But nonetheless, Road Dogg announces Indy Hartwell comes up. So NXT lost all of their women's champions. Hairline. What do you think of that?
Well, okay, so quickly on the Indy Hartwell thing, I honestly, man, like this is I guess, for my own mark selfishness here, it gives us the possibility that we get the what was the name of their faction? I apologize.
The Way.
Yeah, the way we're gonna get a way reunion for a moment.
What you're saying? What you're saying?
Get all four of them in the ring, even if Austin Theory's not down. You know what I'm saying?
What you're saying stresses me out. I don't want that. Okay.
I want it. I'm a mark for that kind of shit, bro. I love WWE, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a WWE moment.
That's the last thing on this earth that I. The very end of it, the way reunion. I would rather Damage Control add 4 more members and fucking spread out between 2 shows. I'm not joking. That's how much I don't care about that. They announced at some point during the show, so that was SmackDown, and the first night of the draft. So next Monday, this coming up Monday, we'll get part 2 and the rest of the draft. So they said that some of the other picks will be made tomorrow morning during SmackDown Lowdown, which Hairline and I also caught. We're not going to do this in order, but between the men's roster and the women's roster, we had some other interesting names. So we'll just kind of recap who was drafted to Raw and inform you all on, because I couldn't find the shit anywhere. I had to physically find the fucking show. I thought I could Google search it quickly this morning, but and maybe this afternoon people have broke the news, but I had to search around and like look on Twitter and shit. So who Raw drafted during the initial draft, they picked Cody Rhodes, Imperium, Matt Riddle. They picked Becky Lynch, and they picked Indy Hartwell, and the Miz and Shinsuke. The people who were picked on the SmackDown Lowdown for Raw, and we're just going to run through this out of order here. So they got the Maximum Male Models, Massey and Massois, who I love.
With you, bud, right?
Yeah, they got Maxine as well. So that's a great, like, that's a good scoop right there. But I think,
That's another
again,
factions, man.
right. I just think it's dumb they can do that. I think that's like, it's gonna rock the foundation. That's what Triple H said. It's gonna rock the foundation. Except for it didn't, because you're not, other than the bloodline, you're not splitting these teams up or like doing anything crazy. But go ahead.
That's because Triple H ain't the Booker of the Year, dog.
And to lend into what you're saying, um, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, and Dexter Loomis have all been drafted to Raw. So chances are Gargano's going to end up there, and we see a Way reunion. And you're right about all of that. But
Also the
Austin,
Viking Raiders.
right? But Austin Theory is probably going to go to SmackDown because the Intercontinental titles over here on Raw. Nonetheless, or maybe not, but nonetheless, yeah. So the Viking Raiders got picked. Apollo Crews called up from back up from NXT. JD
Yes.
McDonough, the former Jordan Devitt.
What a creep.
Is he a creep? Why do you say that?
He had this Kevin Owens was on NXT, and when he was backstage he just kept going on about how creepy he was, so it always stuck with me. My bad.
No, that's fine, brother. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, who we've seen team up, but whatever.
Yes.
Whatever.
It makes a bucket hat look good. Take notes, Swagger.
So their women's division right now is Becky Lynch, Indy Hartwell, who's injured, Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville. The next pick, Natalia.
Yeah.
Over Hearts. Yeah. Canada. And then Zoe Stark, who a lot of people are shitting on, but I think it's her time. Like, you got to call her up now. I don't think you wait on this one. I think she goes in there. I don't know how they use her, but she's cool. What do you make of Raw so far? How do you like their roster?
Yeah. So these are okay picks, man. You know, obviously, like, not everything's going to be a banger after a banger. You know, Viking Raiders obviously dope.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Dexter Loomis. You know, yeah, obviously,
Didn't give a
obviously
fuck less.
He's going to Raw with Indy going to Raw. You know, and also Mrs. Same Face going to Raw. So that's kind of like, you
I
know
don't
what
want
I'm
to see
saying.
them redo that shit on Raw
I
though.
do.
So yeah,
Oh man,
okay.
dude,
You're a
hold
mark.
on. Let, let's just take a little note here, quick. How bad is it going to be when you have to put up with me when you start singing it on TV, dude?
It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, you're going to be so.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Anyways, I also want to talk about these free agents.
The free agents. Why? What the fuck did Von Wagner do to be qualified as a?
Yeah,
What the fuck did Dolph Ziggler is just a? Why? What the
yeah.
fuck
Well,
does Mustafa Ali, Von Wagner, and Omos have in common? What the
Dolph
fuck are we?
Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler makes sense.
I don't think so,
Why? He's just
because,
there to get people over. Like, he should be able to jump in between shows.
dude, this is what I think. Ready?
Here this goes.
That's dumb as fuck. There you go. There it goes. That makes no sense, dude. If he's fucking, oh, four guys randomly, Von Wagner, why? Put him on Raw and have him work house shows until he's.
And MVP negotiated this free agent thing. So it's
Okay.
kind of.
Here's why MVP makes sense. Ready? He's a fucking manager. I manage guys on both brands. I'm not signed to an exclusive contract. I manage wrestlers. I'm signed to them. I sign them. I sign them. They don't sign me.
No, he negotiated almost his contract.
I get that. I get that. But I'm saying MVP is also listed as a free agent. So he fucking I get, but almost a free agent. Why? So he can just show up randomly, beat up people.
Basically what I said about Ziggler, but as a big body.
I get Omos because he's like a 7-foot freak, but like, I'm talking about, what does Von Wagner and Mustafa Ali? Mustafa, you're the only jobber in WWE. You're going to go do jobs for both shows. That's all that tells me. That's fucking disgraceful. Anyways, okay, over to SmackDown. So on television, they draft Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman all in one. What? They got the Street Profits. They got Edge. They got Bobby Lashley. They got AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Mia Yim. Incredible. Millions of dollars worth of talent right there. They got Bianca Belair and they got all of Damage Control, and then they got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn So they picked like a million fucking people. I can't even. It's like, okay, sweet. They're gonna have a good tag division. They got some faction warfare. SmackDown again. It's like, okay, I'm a little more hyped for this. Hyphy for this. Cody Rhodes keeping me hyped for Raw, but I don't know, man. SmackDown, I'm going, okay, okay. And that world heavyweight title on Raw's, well, that's what that means. Roman gets drafted to SmackDown, so the world heavyweight title goes to Raw naturally. We all knew that was going to happen. Triple H, he held that title on Raw forever. We knew that was going to happen. But on the SmackDown Lowdown, they announced that Lacey Evans, Top Dollar, Ashante the Adonis, and B-Fab all got drafted over to SmackDown as well. Let's get into the Raw. Raw from draft night 2, where we completed the draft, I believe, or there's still some people floating around or question marks here or there, but nonetheless, Hairline, did you enjoy draft night 2, or did you enjoy the draft overall? And then we'll break down the episode here.
So, okay, I guess just initially where I'm going to start here is I kind of want to redo our draft. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I was like, oh, maybe we could do a draft part 2 or something. But I was all like, man, all of it's messed up because neither of us knew that you could grab a whole faction, bro. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
dude. I know our whole thing when they were like, it's going to rock the foundation. I was like, they're going to take this the most serious they've ever taken any fucking draft ever. That's what I truly believed, but that was not the case. So, yeah,
we're grabbing factions.
Exactly. So, which really kind of irritated me. If you guys listen to the last episode, I was pissed about Dynamite and the draft. Sort of, it left a bad taste in my mouth. This week, I don't know, Raw, pretty good. All the hilarious Twitter drama that I've been keeping up with, man, reading all that. We went over it earlier, but like all week, you know, and I've been reading Billy Body go at K100, and I'm just fucking, I'm into all this little fucking drama, man. It's getting me through my week. And yeah, this episode was I enjoyed it more than the SmackDown draft night. Let's jump right into things. This was Raw May 1st, Monday, May 1st. A recap of the night 1 draft goes down, sort of reiterates who was drafted on Raw, who was drafted on SmackDown, and that's when once again the game of games, H of H's, comes down to the ring to announce the rules, I believe, and just sort of recapping like
he came out to a sold out crowd.
Dude, and they were hot as shit. Again, WWE's been having hot crowds, and I watched Sami Zayn on the Cheeto Santino Whiskey Ginger podcast, and he was talking about, yo, business is up right now, you know, and he's not like he was just being like modest in conversation in passing, sort of. He just sort of mentioned like business is hot right now, so we did it. The houses are up right now. So it was good to hear, you know. I was like, okay, that's good. Wrestling seems to be thriving, dude. Houses are up for WWE. Tony Khan's doing 36 to 40,000 at fucking Wembley. It's awesome, man. Good to be a wrestling fan. Triple H recaps, you know, the world heavyweight titles over here because this and that. He breaks the news that Brock Lesnar renegotiated his contract, so he is too a free agent and can appear on any brand at any time. We expected that. Who really gives a fuck? Just kidding, but that's the part that left a sour taste in my mouth about the draft. I'm not a big fan of the free agent thing. But we did put over the NXT stuff, so that's good. So for the first round of Monday Night Raw, they select the SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. So we were wondering, you know, are they going to do Belair versus Rhea? I was saying yes. And then Hairline's like, I don't know if they'll make a new women's belt too. So no, they just switched them, and they're just going to switch color belts. Fuck you. Good for Rhea.
Confirm something, bro. If Rhea's going to Raw,
well, what does that confirm?
Where's Zelina going?
Well, Zelina's going to SmackDown, is she not?
Correct. And
so what you think is that Zelina's going to beat Rhea at Backlash in Puerto Rico and take the SmackDown Women's title over to
Correct.
SmackDown, but here's the thing: is that Bianca Belair's on SmackDown and she's the Raw Women's Champion, so they eliminated the need to do that. What they're going to do, pardon
Is
me?
she wrestling at this? Was Bianca Belair wrestling? Because we can't get invested in it.
Yeah, sorry. So Bianca Belair is taking on Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship. So Io Sky's not
Wow.
winning that belt.
Yeah,
There,
obvious.
unless Io Sky does win it, and then they do that so they can break up the damage control so that Bailey and Dakota Kai maybe turn their backs on Sky or some goofy shit. But I think
But
this
like,
is
you
a
can kind of see it though.
no, I think this is what they're gonna do. They're just gonna go with the simplest
You
goofy
love this.
shit of all the goofy answers is that they're just gonna change the colors of the belt and go, oh, you're the new Raw Women's Tag Champs or whatever the fuck. You're the new Raw Women's Champ. You're the new SmackDown Women's Champ. Remember when Charlotte dropped the belt on Becky? It's just that. They're just gonna do that again. I almost
Well,
guarantee it.
I guess I apologize for derailing us on draft pick number one.
No, you did not derail us. So SmackDown selects and secures the United States Championship by selecting Austin Theory.
Yeah,
Yeah, great pick. He's taking on Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed for the United States Championship. I think there'll be a fucky finish where Theory pins Bronson Reed after Lashley spears him or something. That'll be what happens. Yeah. Moving along. Moving along. Uh, so next, Raw selects the Revolutionary Seth Franklin Rollins. They sing. He gets a monster pop, dude, and they sing his theme song like fucking. Where were they in this show? I forget. They were in Texas. They were in Texas.
Paul Heyman came out spinning fire, bro. But we'll get to that.
So SmackDown then selects Charlotte Flair, and that's the first. Woo! That's the first round of picks. I think Charlotte Flair is going to. It's going to be like Charlotte and Bianca. I think that's the next.
Sucks to be Bianca.
Yeah, that's the that's the only one that makes sense.
You
Sorry.
know, like when Vince got the rights to SmackDown on Fox, you know, like one of the things in the contract is that Charlotte Flair absolutely had to appear on SmackDown on Fox.
She's a huge star. It doesn't
Oh no,
shock
I
me.
easily believe it. I'm just saying, like, you know,
Think
oh,
about see, and that's what pissed me off. It was like, man, for this draft, go the agents, the producers, the network, and the general managers are choosing who's going to be on each show or something. Like, I just hate how they're like they pick, not even like the network really selects. The network's influence wants LA Knight on SmackDown or something. Like, why? Like, I
yeah,
just don't. There's some angle you have to take there instead of just here's RVD, guys. Remember him? I love him, by the way, and I was popping hard, but it's just like, you know why they're doing it. Anyways, it shows us the war rooms, the NXT superstars at the performance center, which I love. You and I were putting this over like, yo, more of this, like almost do a separate NXT draft every year where each show picks 5 people or factions, I guess how you guys like to do it. But regardless, do it because we like to see it's like watching the NFL draft, these young college kids like or whoever, right? Like, oh, I could get called up. This could be my time. We love that. More of that, please, if you ever do another draft. Even if you don't do a brand draft every year, do that NXT shit once a year, bro. Pick 10 people to come up. Like, fuck it. Even if you send them back down after. That's what happens in real drafts. You draft people, they go to practice teams, they go back down to the minors. Just do it, man. I love it. I love the look, the feel of all of that. I digress. Okay, so Booker T, Queen Charmel, they're heading out to the ring to present the next picks. I mean, what a gorgeous, gorgeous woman, Booker T. One of my all-time favorite wrestlers of all time is Booker T.
One of the greatest, bro. And like, just okay. Shout out to his podcast and shout out to his wrestling.
Oh, dude,
man.
dude,
yeah, shout out to everything he does
yeah,
for
dude.
wrestling.
Shout out his Fed.
We're not mad that you speak truth on AEW, bro.
Yeah, dude, we are not mad whatsoever. More of Booker T. Booker T, another guy. It's like we need more Booker T's in the world, man. Nonetheless,
I
Brock
love main
Lesnar.
event coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, main event mafia was over as fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
That's when Booker T, can you dig it? A sucker. He comes out, Queen Charmel's on the stage, and for the second round, Raw selects the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions of the World, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They are officially on Raw, and I guess that means the undisputed tag titles go along with them. Hairline, what do you make of this pick? And do you think they create new tag titles for SmackDown, or do you think they just split them up at some point?
The Bloodline storyline seems to be over, huh?
Well, it seems like it might be for now. And you know what? Owens and Zayn have 2 W's over the Usos, so it seems like they tried to put a stamp on that portion of it. I think that the titles, they'll create new tag titles over on SmackDown that I wouldn't be shocked if the Usos win. I think that's what's coming. So, or am I wrong on that? What do you think they do with the belts, right? Because Owens and Kevin have both. Owens and Sammy have both of the titles.
Man, honestly, I'm not sure what they would do.
If you had to take a guess, I want to hear your fantasy book on it. Like, what is, if you had to guess, what would Hairline do?
Well, does SmackDown need tag champions?
And that's the thing. Are the women's tag titles over on SmackDown? I forget. Because this is what I'm saying. What if you have the women's tag division on one show, then you have the men's tag division on another show?
You just turned my fantasy booking into your fantasy booking.
Yeah. Moving along. So as we spoiled it, SmackDown picks the fucking Usos. Again, more tag team picks. The Judgment Day, the entire Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, Priest, and Mysterio remain on Raw, but for some reason, Rhea Ripley is also on Raw.
But not part of the Judgment Day.
But she wasn't part of the pick. Why didn't they just put them all in the same pick? I don't understand. This draft is fucking stupid. Dummies, yeah. And then on SmackDown, they pick the entire LWO: Santos Escobar, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Zelina Vega, and Rey Mysterio. And they will be on SmackDown. So much like the Bloodline storyline, it seems as though the Mysterio storyline is sort of coming to an end as well at Backlash in Puerto Rico, when it seems like Dominic and Rey, they're being separated now, and we'll finally hopefully get to see the LWO shine. What do you make of that round of picks there, Hairline?
Man, some really solid picks there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm actually pumped for this Backlash. So WWE Hall of Famer HBK comes out of the Raw War Room.
Yep.
And Adam Pearce comes from SmackDown's War Room, and the third round is in my Hairline has heat with Adam Pearce. Not heat, but he just wants him to go away.
Should I make a no Adam Pearce rule?
No. Well, if you want to, man, it's your show.
I would make so much shit, though.
You would. He's on like 90%. In my opinion, this draft should have had HBK be the on-screen GM of Raw, and then Adam Pearce just go to SmackDown, or vice versa. Nonetheless, though. So Heartbreak Kid, we come back from commercial, and HBK is ready to announce.
Bro, NXT being a bunch of marks when Shawn Michaels came out.
Yeah, they were popping. So the Heartbreak Kid gets cut off by Brock Lesnar's music right when he's about to announce his pick. Bow, wow, bow, bow,
yeah,
bow, bow. I pop.
I got it in my notes. Undertaker, Brock.
Yeah, Lesnar Taker. Okay, commercial break. The replays are shown. HBK's on stage. He's like, "Listen, fucking." Sorry about. Let's try that again. And fucking Pierce is gone, so I'm just gonna draft for both shows now.
And he he took a little shot at Shawn Michaels, man, or Shawn Michaels took a little shot at Adam Pearce there, and like I think that's the coolest Shawn Michaels has ever been in my eyes.
So Sean says Monday Night Raw selects the women's tag champs Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So that fucks up my theory earlier saying maybe put the women's tag division on one show and keep the men's tag division on the other show. Both tag divisions are on one fucking show. So what does Smack? Go ahead.
It confirms your other theory though with a later on draft pick.
Right.
Right. Boom. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, dummies. But that being said, tag division, SmackDown, Hairline. Would you give them one, or would you just say, fuck it, we don't need one?
Fuck it, we don't need one, bro. The Usos don't need belts, bro. I'm gonna watch the Usos regardless of them having belts or not. Like a guy doesn't need a belt, you know what I'm saying? But certain people do need a belt. The Usos don't need a belt. The end.
Yeah, that's why I love talking wrestling with you, because everyone would be like, you have a Fed and don't have a tag division? What about a women's tag division? Okay.
Belts are to elevate people. The Usos are the greatest tag team of all time. The end. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, YouTube comment section. And I'm sorry, FTR. Continue.
Ooh. A lot of spice there. Anyways, replays are shown. HBK drafts the women's tag team champions. And then he announces that Asuka is getting drafted to SmackDown. I love Asuka. I want her to be a women's champ.
Shout out to her YouTube channel.
Yeah, you were putting it over to me like off pod.
Years now.
Yeah.
I've been saying this to you for years.
Yeah, dude. You know, I watched a clip. I watched one of like her doing someone else's YouTube show where she was like eating sushi or something. I don't know.
It's just her like eating sushi and playing video games and just like, just travel blogs.
Being awesome. Being fucking Tana and being awesome.
I think it's kind of crazy you haven't watched it, man.
Right? I really love her too. It is crazy. Yeah, I got shit to do though. You know what I mean? I know.
Yeah. I'm just kind of hanging out watching Asuka eat some ramen.
Yeah. I mean, I watch a lot of wrestling, and I get Joshi's her life for a lot of people, but fuck, man, I don't know if I got time for that. But I digress.
I'm Kenny Omega.
So Raw then picks the New Day, but they only pick Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. So I think Big E's coming for that big pop return. Like he's just going to show up and save them. But against who, why, where, when, what, who knows? And we know that.
Bro, it's going to be pretty deadly.
Oh, fuck. See, I'm not smart like you, bro. But wait, though. Hold on.
No, you are.
New Day. No. Stop. Because the New Day goes to Raw and Pretty Deadly gets drafted to SmackDown.
See, I'm not smart.
Exactly. See, because I was like, dude, I didn't even think of that, but I'm sure I would have thought of that if had that been real, Meltzer. Anyways.
Oh man, look at me from too. Oh no.
Nonetheless, but here's the thing though. No. Back to the New Day. Before we move on though, back to the New Day. So Big E, we know that Vince McMahon's in control of WWE pretty much. We know that still. Big E, we know like they want to push him, and especially Vince wants to push him as a single. Do you think they did this so that Big E shows up on another show, or?
Yeah, I think he's gonna save him for sure,
but just not from Pretty Deadly. So moving along, SmackDown selects the Brawling Brutes, consisting of Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch. I think I messaged you and said, they did Sheamus fucking dirty on the draft, man. After his performance at WrestleMania, I really thought he'd be in that world heavyweight title picture and maybe even be one of the guys, like a finalist for that belt. He's over, he's up there. I get the Brawling Brutes are over, but fuck, like, what is he going to do on SmackDown? Like, yeah, have great matches, but again, their top guy's not there. Is he going to, I know, but do you think like he's going to fight Theory and Austin Theory's going to start going over on these Sheamus and these guys? I just feel like they did him dirty. I thought this would be the time, separate the Brawling Brutes, take Ridge and Butch, put him over on SmackDown, and then keep Sheamus on Raw. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's got it's got more life to it, man. I don't think it's done yet.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and that's that longevity, that idea of there's
I
something down the
I,
line.
I think Sheamus is just content right now. Again, this is me again being a
Yeah.
mark, so I'm gonna start with that. Sheamus also has a YouTube show where he works out with various WWE superstars and whatnot. So I think he's just content doing his YouTube show, traveling the road with his boys. You know what I'm saying? Getting
Yeah.
paid to see the world. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't think he needs to be a champion or in like a title picture. Now, as a fan, I definitely think he's one of the. He could be in the main event picture. You know what I'm saying? He is. You know, he's right under Drew McIntyre as far as
Right.
talent.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think personally he is just content with where he is at in his career. But like that's just my own Mark opinion. You know.
Fair game. We go to a EO Sky highlight reel, which is great. The
Yeah, it was awesome.
purpose, the purpose though, is to just be like,
She can do flips.
yeah, and this is why here's her. She's gonna fight for the title. You know what I mean? Um, she's gonna fight Bianca and lose. Here's her some cool flips. So you should watch this match. Um, and then we get into Eric Bischoff and RVD. Again, they bring out RVD because why wouldn't you? Bischoff getting huge pops. Now,
Yeah,
Bischoff was on Twitter calling CM Punk a little bitch. He's like, he's a fucking little bitch or something. Recently on Twitter, bro. It's it's such good
you gotta
shit.
show me that
It's
outside.
good shit, pal. Yeah, dude.
X.
And so he gets, yeah, you're, yeah, I know what you're gonna do, Eric Bischoff. You're gonna get on Twitter.
No,
You're
this is
gonna,
like it takes like 30 seconds to do this spot.
you're gonna call CM Punk a little fucking bitch. Yeah, you're gonna call CM Punk a little fucking bitch, and then you're gonna get a spot on Raw where you announce the draft picks with RVD. Yeah, and if you don't call him a little fucking bitch on Twitter, Eric, you're fine. Eric's like, but Vince, I don't even work here. Uh, well, well, then who's that? Who's that Mark you do that podcast with? Conrad Thompson. You're fine. CM Punk. CM Punk's backstage at Raw. Yeah, CM Punk. Guess what? You don't even fucking work for me, but you're fine. Get out of my bill.
I said 30 seconds for the spot. We are 6 minutes later. He's now shooting on CM Punk. What are you doing here, pal? Who said
yeah, Punk, you can show up on my show and I'll send you to Impact. Yeah, yeah. You're going to go smarten Tony Khan up. We're going to destroy it from the inside. The poison. The poison, yeah.
No, you're doing the NWO
stuff. Yeah. And I'm going to send Saraya and the Outcast there, and they're going to take him out from the inside.
And they're going to dress like Shotzi.
Oh, shit. Okay, so Bischoff and RVD, commercial break hits. Brock Lesnar, they reiterate that Lesnar's a free agent. Dummies, yeah. And that's when Bischoff, I'm back, better than ever. And he gets huge pops. He gets like huge pops. RVD comes out, he gets huge pops. But again, dude, were they like muffling the RVD pops? Is that because he did the Shawn Michaels eye in that shoot interview?
I thought he was super over, bro. Didn't
me
they
too,
go, oh.
me too. But listen, bro, when he comes out, I felt like the crowd was like, wow. And then the announcer starts doing his introduction. I felt like they were like quiet. And then he got on the podium and went, yo, Rob Van Dam, and the crowd exploded again. But I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping out, but I just felt like I was like, damn, dude, because you know he did that shoot interview with Sean Oliver like years ago, where he did the Shawn Michaels, like he did the impression of Shawn Michaels, and he does the goofy eye, the crooked eye, and I was like, maybe he has heat for that.
I don't know, man. In my notes, I have written down RVD pop.
Oh yeah, you know? Oh yeah, big. Me too. RVD super over. The RVD chant picks up. There, he's over like Rover. Bischoff announces the pick for Raw, and he picks Trish Stratus. Neither here nor there about that. RVD announces that Karrion Kross and Scarlett, but he botches and forgets to say Scarlett. You said he botched Imperium last week.
Yeah, I told you he definitely lost the product. I told you.
He definitely botched Scarlett here. Bischoff announces that Raw has then drafted Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, both of them.
Say what you say.
Well, they're gonna win the tag team championships from Liv and Raquel, and they are going to reign with those titles all year and destroy. And they're gonna all the tag teams, and they're gonna build all the tag teams around Ronda and Shayna, and then they are going to feud with each other at WrestleMania 40 and fight each other. And Ronda's going to put Shayna over, and then Ronda's going to probably go away for a long time and have a bunch of kids. That's what I think.
Get her off my beat.
Okay. So finally, SmackDown selects.
Oh, here we go.
Our guy, L.A. Knight. Yeah. Dummies.
Woo, man, I popped.
I popped hard. So he ain't winning the world heavyweight title.
He wasn't on television. He was an on television pick.
Right. That I'm so happy he was an on television pick. He deserves it. That means look, this is a featured guy that we're gonna feature on our show. And yeah, we couldn't be happier. Congratulations, LA Knight. Yeah. And hopefully they don't just feed you to Roman, but even if they do,
good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, dummies. Motherfucker, you're the man, and you deserve those big paydays. You deserve the eyeballs. You can carry that. You can carry the show while Roman's not there. I put everything on that. Yeah, dummies. So replays are shown of Triple H introducing the World Heavyweight Championship from last Monday. This is when we see Molly Holly, who gets a good little pop.
Yeah.
And Road Dogg come out for the next picks.
I love here too, man.
I love Molly Holly, but damn, she was fucking real like robot dick on the fucking mic for her picks.
Oh, right. She came in like fucking just right after her music cut off. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, dude. So Molly Holly says, Strowman and Ricochet get picked. Awesome. Love that they're keeping them together. So yeah, they're going forward with this tag team for the foreseeable future. We like it. We talked about it already. Road Dogg announces that SmackDown selects Shotzi. How the fuck of everyone on the roster did Shotzi get a television mention pick?
Dog. It was so bad that it didn't even register with me. I honestly had to rewind because I'm like writing down in my notes after every pick. And I just tuned it out, and I was like, wait a minute. They started talking about the Raw pick, and I was like, wait, well, who did they pick for SmackDown? And I had to rewind it, and I saw Shotzi, and I was like, oh, that's why.
What's going on to where she's?
I don't know. She's got those $5 poop pictures on deck, though.
She's got $5 poop pictures?
Yeah, I'll show you off pod.
Oh my god, I don't. Okay, you know what? We're gonna move along here. Okay, so the next pick for Raw is Bronson Reed.
That one got you. None of you.
And,
you're not.
I listen, man. I didn't know about that, and I don't know that I want to know about that. But I digress. Bronson Reed, Mr. Happy Guy, Mr. Smiley Man, or whatever they call him, Mr. Nice Guy. Good for him. And then finally, SmackDown gets picked. SmackDown picks Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson from NXT. I love this. They're ready. They're ready for it. However, no there. So hear me out. We were talking about it earlier. The tag team division on SmackDown. There's no belts, but they have like a really good division, and you have people like Pretty Deadly,
right?
Who okay, so make some tag belts, split them up. What's going to happen, dude? They're going to put tag belts on SmackDown. They're not just going to.
We'll see.
Because like you got to do something with Pretty Deadly. What are Pretty Deadly there to fight for? What's their incentive to even do
They're
anything on
they're
SmackDown?
they're two Dolph Zigglers. What do you mean?
Right, but what's their incentive to even do anything on SmackDown? Like in
To
NXT, they're
prove how
like,
much to prove how much prettier they are than everyone,
yeah, yeah,
and how much deadlier they are than
yeah, dude, you're actually right. That's what it is, dude.
everyone. Yeah, bro. Bro,
Good call, bro. That's
they're
yeah,
so good.
yeah, they're so
God,
good, dude. No, I'm
how
not
bad.
hating on any of that. I know it's gonna be great, but I'm just like, dude, this to me screams we're gonna just split up or create new tag team belts and Zayn and Owens can keep theirs over here. That's what I think because you're putting too many good tag teams over there. There's no way they're not going to like have a tournament where Pretty Deadly makes it like far along in the tournament. And
Man, so like, I guess it's like, I guess how I'm seeing it is basically this. It's like gonna give you a quick example here. It's like at work, if a coworker does something shitty and I let that slide, but then someone else does it, you know, and I don't let it slide, that's me being a shitty boss. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wouldn't that then I'll take that into consideration. Now, if Triple H goes and makes tag belts, you know, just to please the tag division, isn't that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because
yeah,
he's setting, I don't want to say he's setting a bad example with giving, like, creating this new belt, but it just seems he's making these belts from what we're hearing from the stuff with Billy Body and whatnot, is he's just trying to cover for this goof of promising Roman time off, you know, and Roman just going, no, man, I earned
yeah,
it.
yeah, dude, I dig that. The choke slam over the top rope from the apron, the
Right.
south of heaven. Um, that was awesome. Priest gets the big pin. They're hyping him up for his match with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, I don't know their match. I think Bad Bunny will probably get the win. That's why it's a street fight, so that
Awesome.
he doesn't get a clean finish. Two Puerto Ricans going at it. What did you make of this match? What are your thoughts on Damian versus Bad Bunny at
Man,
Backlash? And what are your thoughts of LWO going to SmackDown and being jobbers still?
man, it really just made me interested in tuning into the pay-per-view. You know, they're, they're doing a lot of good, just man,
Good promos, good matches, all the right stuff.
hooking you in, man. Just hooking you in and making you want to tune in to Backlash this Saturday. Um,
Brock selling his ass off. Kathy Kelly's backstage with Cody. You know, Cody's like, I proved Brock's human. I knocked him. I have to win. Ba 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 ba. We talked about it earlier. Great promo. He leaves the arena. Good fucking just wrestling, bro. I like this shit. My
that
grandpa
if he
would like
can't
this
win,
shit, so I like this shit. You know what I mean?
if he can't win, the chase is over. You
Pretty
know,
much. So I think he's got to win.
right?
WWE Hall of Famers JBL and Teddy Long will announce the 6 round picks for Raw and SmackDown.
Playa,
Uh, playa.
playa.
So the Backlash press conference takes place at noon this Friday from Puerto Rico. Okay. Byron Saxton is backstage, and the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair is there. Saxton asks her about being drafted to SmackDown. Belair says what she said last week doesn't matter. She's going to be a fighting champion. She's going to beat Sky's ass and send her to SmackDown. Damage Control comes up. Bailey talks shit. JBL announces that Raw picks Alpha Academy, so Gable and Otis are staying together. Otis will be forever be Otis now. Um,
I, and it's kind of getting over with me.
it is, dude. Teddy Long announces that
Tag
Rick,
team wrestling
yeah, he
forever.
he announces that Rick Boogs is going to SmackDown. Okay, this is like Shotzi to me. Of all the people, Braun Breaker wasn't mentioned.
What did he do to get so over with the office?
Who? Rick Boogs?
Yeah, man, why did he get a TV spot compared to like Viking Raiders didn't, you know?
Man,
Right? I don't know. I think Viking Raiders are a lot better than fucking
of
Boogs.
course, of
And
course.
he's from Wisconsin, Doug,
I'm
and I'm saying this.
I know. And like he has a great look. He has a great
Not
like
more, man.
physique. I look at him and I go, wow, I could
He's
see like people getting behind him. His work's decent. Even his like attire with like the tassels, but also the singlet. I don't know. It's just he feels very like Rick Rudy to me, kind of, but not really. But he's doing the Freddie Mercury thing. But I just think I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's like his work mixed with his physique, and they're like, okay, eventually we'll have something for this guy. I don't know, but it's not for me, dude. I don't think he could do anything to get this guy over with me, you know? Like he couldn't. I don't see myself ever being invested in Rick Boogs again.
Right.
So JBL announces Katana Chance and Caden Carter. Great. They're on Raw. So they're at the performance center. They're emotional. I love this. I love this. I love this. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn get in their faces. Cool. It was
Sports
also
entertainment.
sports entertainment. They're building up to stuff. They're showing those young new faces on the main roster already, getting us invested, going, oh, they're on NXT doing this. Maybe I'll check out NXT this week. Speaking of NXT this week, not to get deep into it, but Indy Hartwell, we were talking about it on last show. She did vacate the NXT women's title. So when she heals up from her injury, she'll return. I'm sure it will be to fulfill all of Hairline's way fantasies with Candice LeRae and Johnny whoever and fucking Dexter whatever. And I hope your dreams come true.
No, okay, listen, bro. I'm telling you right now, here's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the three of them with Theory, and then Theory's gonna act like he's gonna like entertain the thought, and he's gonna start
Theory's on
going with.
SmackDown.
I'm just saying, there's gonna be some kind of angle. Maybe it's, oh my god, I'm fantasy mark booking.
You're doing what I do.
I know. Continue.
Right, and you're doing it wrong.
I'm just kidding. I know. I did that earlier. I was doing that with Pretty Deadly, bro.
Bro, it's okay. You're excited. All that means is you're excited, my man. All it means is you're excited.
I don't want to be a fantasy mark booker. Continue.
It's too late.
Listen, all I'm saying is it's gonna be phenomenal when we get that moment, bro.
Oh yeah. Keep fantasizing about it, bro.
Whatever, man. Listen, there's gonna come that moment where you're gonna have to deal with me when I'm all like, "Told you, bro."
Yeah, that's fine. I'll accept. I know it's coming too.
Yeah. For sure.
So, the final pick goes to SmackDown, and they pick Cameron Grimes. This is a good pick, but I mean,
to the moon.
Right, but it's just like, I don't. This is what I thought. Fantasy mark booking. When JBL and Corbin linked up, I thought that they were gonna call Cameron Grimes up and team them up as like the money group.
Or a feud. That would have been so good, dude. A feud.
Right, but then they didn't do that. So now it's like, do they do that now? Right, dude. Dude, you wouldn't even believe, dude, in my WWE 2K universe fantasy mode, I have, dude, I have Corbin and Grimes together in a tag team, and they're like the money guys, that's what I do that's what I've done the last couple of years.
I can only imagine your little friend that you have.
Oh, dude. Wait till I make you play me on Twitch and we get our Twitch going. I can't wait, dude. We'll have the fans tell us whose show is better. We'll have the fans tell us whose show is better.
LA Knight, bro. How do we do that?
Oh, dude. We'll have to, dude. What are you talking about? We'll draft, brother. We'll fucking draft.
Who gets LA Knight?
We'll draw whoever gets the luck of the draw, brother. Whoever plays their cards the best gets the first pick.
Sure. It's whoever goes first pick.
Yeah, the number one pick, dude, overall, no doubt.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, dummies. Okay, so Cameron Grimes, good for him. Good for you, brother. Good to see that you're on the top shit now. You're gonna be a top shot and now on the main roster. Nonetheless, they go over the Backlash card, which we'll read over quickly as well. Before we wrap the show up. But next Monday, they reiterate that next Monday after this SmackDown and Backlash, the official brand split goes into effects. Yeah, I'm a mark who pops for ropes. If they have red ropes and blue ropes, I hope they change the sets and shit too. Yeah, dummies.
Mark, yeah.
Moving along. Okay, so I want to read to you the entire draft, everyone who was picked, because there were some other people picked off television. I didn't watch the SmackDown Lowdown or the Raw recap or whatever the fuck it's called, but we'll just
I
run
did
through.
watch SmackDown Lowdown.
Well, I did the last week, but was it on again or is that no? I guess that would be after
It hasn't
SmackDown.
aired.
Dummy, dummy. Yeah. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
Raw picked Raw. So this is I'm just gonna read the whole entire draft. This is who they got. They got Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch, Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Shinsuke, Indy Hartwell, Apollo Crews, Candice LeRae, Sonya Deville, Chelsea Green, Dexter Loomis, JD McDonough, Massey Massois, and
That's
Maxine
it.
Dupree, Natalia, Eric Ivar and Valhalla, Zoe Stark, Rhea Ripley, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, The New Day, so Xavier Woods and Kofi, Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Bronson Reed, Gable, Otis, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, Akira Tozawa, Dana Brooke, Emma, Endu Shear, so Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Sangha from NXT. Yeah.
Bro, where's Shanky? Or
Who knows,
DJ
bro?
Shankenstein? What happened to him?
I don't think I'm gonna even dignify that with an answer. Johnny Gargano.
What? Bro, what?
I don't dude, listen, who cares?
Me? Clearly me. Doug, what? DJ
Jesus.
Shankenstein? All that
Jesus Christ.
dancing?
You
Oh.
bro, listen. You know what? I can't believe I get as much shit as I do from you sometimes. Some of the shit
Oh,
you say.
wow.
Um, so Johnny Gargano, Los Lotharios, so Angel and Umberto, who lost their last names, I guess. Nikki
I guess.
Cross.
Like Riddle.
So check this out on Raw, called up from NXT, Odyssey Jones. Where the fuck has he been?
I don't. Who? I,
You're not even familiar? Okay, yeah. Who's being a mark now? Me. I'm like, oh, Odyssey Jones. Um, Piper Niven, Riddick Moss. Okay.
well, man,
T
no, it's no disrespect to NXT, man. Can we drop AEW and just watch NXT instead?
No,
Like that's what we.
not happening. Not happening. Um, so
Okay.
Tegan Knox and Gia Lee. And shout out Gia Lee. I love her. Super underrated. So SmackDown gets the bloodline. So Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. They get Bianca Belair. They get the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. They get Edge, Bobby Lashley. They get AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Mia Yim. They get Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. They get Alba Fire, Isla Dawn. They get Top Dollar, Ashante the Adonis, and BFAB. Lacey Evans, Austin Theory, Charlotte Flair, the Usos. Everyone got swerved, thought they were getting broken up, but nah. But I think Roman and Solo versus the Usos is coming in the near
Bro,
future.
that's just another quick example of why this is the greatest storyline in all of wrestling. Is that they
Exactly.
can just get that little sizzle for 1 or 2 episodes. You know,
Exactly.
God, ugh,
So
man, where is
they
JR, man? I wish JR was here, fucking commentating this shit.
by God, the bloodline. Um
Solo, don't you do it!
oh by God, and Solo sent him straight to hell.
Yeah, man. Oh man, fucking he'd be going hard on Damian Priest. Don't you put him to the table again. Leave
Yeah.
Bad Bunny alone. All
And
right, my
that
bad.
Jezebel, Rhea Ripley. So SmackDown, they get the LWO, Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, Zelina Vega, Joaquin Wild, and Cruz del Toro. They got Asuka. They get Sheamus Butch and Ridge Holland. They get Karrion Cross and Scarlett. They get L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get Shotzi. They get Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, the low-key best picks of the whole fucking draft. They get Rick Boogs. They get Cameron Grimes. They get Tamina. Ooh, a little female bloodline action. A little a little Trinity Fatu's and Impact. So let's bring Tamina into the bloodline action. Yeah, dummies.
What a diss.
And then their final pick, Grayson Waller.
Yeah. My
So
man. Dude,
Grayson's
okay.
awesome. I can't believe Braun Breaker didn't get picked anywhere.
Yeah, man.
And Grayson Waller,
Right.
yeah, he's like the future, like HBK, pretty much. That's what they're trying to turn him into, like the bad boy, troublemaker, good
Money.
worker,
Money, 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 money,
money,
money.
money. Yeah,
But he's also like, I don't know, man. Like Shawn Michaels wasn't in touch with like pop culture the way Grayson is. You know, like Grayson's very like, I'm on my Instagram, I'm on my Snapchat, and it's just like Shawn Michaels was very like,
a
I don't know.
recluse kind of because he was doing
Right, right, yeah,
drugs, trying to
right,
hide away. Yeah.
right,
Um.
right. That's exactly what I was saying there. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So we have our free agents: Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Von Wagner, almost an MVP. Um. So basically, Ziggler and Ali, you guys are going to do jobs on other shows. Wagner,
Yeah,
what the fuck do they have in store for him? Almost
yeah,
makes
what did he
sense.
do?
MVP makes sense. It was announced that Brock Lesnar negotiated his status as a free agent. And then people like Logan Paul and Bray Wyatt weren't even drafted at all, so they are
Oh, he's got anxiety.
right.
Yeah,
Like I don't think Baron Corbin got mentioned. I don't think Shelton Benjamin got mentioned. I don't think like
I
uh
just, yeah, I don't think they got mentioned. We can dig though, technically.
yeah. But nonetheless, like there's obviously other people on the roster, like Randy Orton will just pop up somewhere eventually. That's what I assume they'll do with Braun Breaker. They'll he'll come up on a you know like it'll be a big pop. They'll save it. It'll be a quote unquote surprise or whatever. But yeah, overall the draft, man, what did you make of it? What did you think of it? Did you like it? Is it
Yeah, man, it was a good draft outside of like the whole faction thing. That was a switch goofy to me, you know.
yeah. Yeah, I thought it would be a little better. I hope I am a mark. I hope they change the set designs and all that. So before we wrap up the show, let's why don't we talk just quickly run over Backlash again, one mo again. I don't know if these matches are in order or not, but it seems to be because I believe did they announce the main event? I don't know. These are probably out of order. This is on Wikipedia, so it's subject to change. But uh, Bad Bunny taking on Damian Priest in a San Juan street fight. You excited for that one?
Fire.
That's a fight. That's going to be great. Bianca Belair is taking on Io Sky with Damage Control in her corner. For the Raw Women's
Trash.
Championship. That I couldn't give a fuck less, and Bianca Belair is going to win.
Trash.
Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed in a triple threat for the United States Championship. I think Reed's gonna do the job for Lashley's gonna hit him with a move, and then Theory's gonna snake in and get the pin. Like he'll low blow Lashley and then pin Reed and then or whatever the fuck.
Fire.
Okay. Seth Franklin Rollins is taking on Omos with MVP. I think Omos I think Omos is gonna lose, unfortunately for him. But what do you think?
So like I want to say fire, but like there is like just a chance that like, it could be Green City, but I'm not, I'm interested in this match.
Sure. Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, I'm just it's like a match where you're like, damn, I actually don't know who's gonna win. And that's I think part of the
Right. Yeah,
allure.
yeah, yeah. I'm excited. Right.
So Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown women's match. Zelina's gonna hit the DDT. She's gonna get the roll up. So she's gonna hit the DDT, get a near fall kick out. She's gonna hit the roll up, get a near fall kick out, and then Rhea's gonna fucking finish her and then defend her title. What do you think?
Man, I'm undecided, bro. Like, do
That's
you
good.
think do you think Zelina's getting it in her hometown, or are they just trying to swerve me?
No,
I,
I
I
think I think it's a swerve.
well, we'll find out this Saturday, huh?
Dude, nobody likes beating people in their hometowns more than WWE. It's like, come on, is that even a
Oh,
question?
yeah. For sure, bro.
So the co-main event, according to Wikipedia, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Taker. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah,
If he
wait.
choke slams him, dude, holy shit, we're gonna
Oh,
fucking
he's
pop
not gonna
so.
do that. I was just being a mark, bro.
Dude, no, if he does though,
God,
dude, we're gonna pop so hard. I will
yeah.
pop so hard, man.
And you're never gonna hear the end of it from me. I'm just gonna be.
Exactly.
I have this gift. I'm Notre Dame of wrestling.
And then the main event, Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn taking on Solo Sikoa, Solo Sikoa, Solo Sikoa, Jay Uso, and Jimmy Uso with Paul Heyman. Randy Orton return on this or no?
No.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it's time for that yet either. I think it'll be saved.
Yeah, they're paying for Randy Orton to fly out to fucking this
Nah, I think it'll happen on like a Raw. It won't be on a pay per view.
after a pay per view, a Raw
Yeah,
after.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, dummies. Yeah, and that's
yeah.
Backlash.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty pumped for it, man. Puerto Rico, San Juan. Let's fucking go, man.
Bad Bunny.